So one of the unfortunate side effects of all this stuff that's happening is that people cope with it in very different ways. And within relationships, when two people are coping with awful things in different ways, that can cause some tension. And so we have to kind of look at how we're coping and why we're coping. And if you're in relationships with other people and you're missing each other and you're not understanding how each of you is coping, then you have to do a little bit of work to put yourself in their shoes to understand how they're coping. Because right now, everybody needs to feel seen. And so for me in particular, I am having sometimes what I do a big spin out. When I really look far down the road and I see ugliness and I see awfulness and I get scared and I get really worried and I start feeling like I have to prepare and I don't know what to do. And I don't know what to do. And that makes me feel really, really out of control and not okay. And, sometimes that's hard for my husband to understand. He feels a little bit like I'm out of control. I'm spinning out. He doesn't want to join me there. That's not okay. That's not going to help us. He's probably right about some of those things. And he needs to be able to see me. I need to be able to be seen. So whether or not he can achieve that same feeling, he needs to be able to look at my life and understand why I would feel that way, based on what I've experienced in my life, based on my experience on this earth. And I need to be able to look at his life and understand why he would feel the way he does. Because he's never been in vulnerable situations like I have. And he's never watched awful people take advantage of loved ones the way I have. And he's never had a loved one go to prison for 25 years like I have. And he's never had crimes committed against them like I have. So there are a lot of differences in our experiences on this earth, and a lot of people are going to perceive what's happening in a lot of different ways. It doesn't mean that we all have to experience it in the same way, but I think so much of the reason why we're here is that people don't have a lot of empathy. They haven't allowed themselves to think about what other people experience, to put themselves in other people's shoes. And right now, I think that doing that would go a long way for a lot of people. I don't need for my husband to get himself spun out the way I am, but I need for him to validate that I'm not crazy for feeling that way. That, yeah, there are signs that this is very scary. And the kinds of people who have caused harm in my life and in my loved ones' lives are the kinds of people who are in charge now. And so it makes a lot of sense that I would have a lot of fear about what they're capable of. And it doesn't necessarily serve us. And so it's nice for me to have him who can see beyond that. Anywho, that's a lot to say. Just be kind and gentle to each other. Yeah. Try to validate each other, hold each other up, support each other. Because this is rough. This is a rough road, isn't it, folks? Yeah. Anywho, love ya.